Have you run out of ideas for your Minecraft Forever world? Well, you've come to the right place because I have over 10 awesome ideas that I can promise you've never thought of before, all built in my very own survival world. From an art gallery to a poker room, you'll find something exciting to get you back into your world. So let's jump right into it. And we're gonna start off here with the aquarium, probably one of my favorite builds of 2024. It is based off the Natural History Museum in London. If you're looking for some inspiration, very neat place. I'm really lucky I got to visit that. Now, if we run on through, I'll give you guys a brief overview. The first element, which I think makes this place really cool, is this type of aquarium here. It is a nice and cylindrical aquarium, I guess, and it's viewable from every angle, which I think is really, really neat. And I even put some glass in the middle so that the fish are forced to the edges, so that way you can always see them. They don't just bunch up in the bottom. And of course, there's a wonderful carpet leading you in with some plants and chandeliers. It's a very detailed build. This one took absolutely forever. A good idea when you're setting up a bunch of aquariums in the same space is to kind of have them separated but together at the same time. So you'll see, like, from this view, from this bench, we can look at two tanks, but when you go into this room here, you can only see the one tank, which I think makes a really big difference in a place like this because it doesn't overcharge you with visual stuff when you're going into a room. And this guy's just so freaking neat. He will not eat his friend, by the way. I really thought this guy would biff it instantly. I've also added some like air filtration zones here between the walls because that is something commonly done in aquariums. You need a lot of air exchange. That's just kind of one of those real life little things. And it also looks pretty cool, so you can't really blame me. Anyways, if we keep going up the stairs here to this painting made by Sierra Tequila, you will see when we turn around, we don't see many aquariums from here, but we do see the big old doors and the letter E up there. If you know what that's for, let me know in the comments down below, though it should be pretty obvious. But yeah, if we take a right turn here, we can go up these stairs, and each of these aquariums is a biotope. So we do have like the Amazon River, like an ocean, a sort of more coral reef vibe, and of course each of these do have their own bench, and even some of these you can sit in to enjoy the view. I have labeled every single aquarium as well. That's a good idea in case the fish die. We have some little ones here with nothing in them, more of a decoration, and of course a reference to a TV show I never watched. Apparently it's called SpongeBob or something. Now if we take a little meander down this way, you can see now we're starting to see tanks. And that's kind of what I wanted to happen, is you can kind of see everything, but at the same time you can't. So it really draws your eyes in a lot, in my opinion. Now up here we have a cave aquarium. We have a pink one. I don't know what real life thing this would be. And of course the gutter fish. I thought this would be funny. Where I go fishing, it kind of looks like this. And at the end here, we have the pufferfish tank. However, don't get too close because they'll bite your head off. Now let's move on somewhere a little bit more deep underground, hidden away in my base. And it is, of course, the art gallery nestled here in my library and a few other areas that we won't really visit today. Now, this build has a special place in my heart because a YouTuber that I really like actually commented on this video. Thank you, Mock Swamp. That was really cool. Made my day. Anyway, if we walk in here, you'll see that this is a totally different style, and that's kind of what I want to do with the base. Obviously, if you've seen the world tour and stuff, you already know I try to mix it up, mix and match stuff. Now, something really fun to do in an area like this is kind of try to have like some detail, like signs on the bottom here, having kind of like a base plate and stuff. Instead of just texturing randomly throughout the wall, you kind of try to break up the sections like I did here. And of course, a background wall which matches the painting is always a great help. Now, this little light design here is something I came up with. I was pretty proud of. I don't know if I'm the original creator, probably not. But basically with shaders, it kind of makes it look like these are lights and they're just like illuminating the paintings here. So if we just walk on through, you'll see similar lights here. The ceiling is a neat pattern of quartz, and I got all this quartz before I made a piglin trading farm, so it took a long time. A really long time, in fact. Here we have a bunch more with some plants, of course, and just some kind of special walls here just to mix it up a little bit. And if we keep going, hey, is that my dog? Oh, it is. Who are you? Oh, you don't have a name. Okay, interesting. Anyway, kind of anticlimactic. Here is the main room. This is kind of supposed to be like the main gallery room with all these wingdings on the wall. These are supposed to be like artifacts and stuff, and I still haven't figured out what to put on these. If anyone has any good ideas, maybe I'll include it in the next build ideas video, with credit to you, of course. Another painting, and the pond of infinite reflection here. I really like this. It's really fun because you can kind of just hop around and have a great old time on these little lily pads and contemplate your life. And I just want to give a big shout out to Helena once again for this part here. Totally ripped off from my server, which the IP is in the description if you want to join it. And here we are at the Wizard Laboratory. That is right. Let's take a look inside here. I called it Eco's Lab. A little sign here, a little secret of the world. Now, when we walk in, it's a pretty big space, so I really wanted to cut it up and make sure that you couldn't see everything all at once. Anyway, let's start with the downstairs floor. Now, this is my reactor. This is what is actually running this place, and you can see you can beep boop the lights and flip the switches, etc, etc, etc. And if we go around the machine here, which is growing crystals and such, we have a bamboo farm with a really cool background. This bamboo farm does work, sort of. If I look in here, you'll see I have bamboo. Proof of concept, ladies and gentlemen, it does work. Here we have a little grow thing with some mushrooms and some more grow lights with some more plants and such, and a mystical sugar cane with no water around it. Isn't that weird? If we go to the right here, some more pipes and another little brewing stand here with the water going into the bucket, which is being boiled. This is a really important part of my wizard foundry, or laboratory, however you want to call it. There's a lot of great details here. Feel free to pause. I spent a long time, probably like 3 weeks, building this without even recording, just like building it for fun. And over here, the worst bone meal farm ever. It's awesome. It's actually a pumpkin farm that makes bone meal, though not very much of it. Oh, we just got one. Awesome. Anyway, moving on upstairs here, you'll see going up these stairs, we have a mural and we have a nether portal. I like putting nether portals in all my builds. It makes it a little bit easier to get around. Some shelving up here. This is cool. I built like a conveyor with a piece of bamboo on it, so it's kind of like a wizard took this place over. So it was like a factory, now it's a wizard factory. That was the idea. We got some lights hanging, and of course all this little catwalk scaffolding here so that we can walk around and we get a great view of the downstairs from here. I really like how this turned out. A little graffiti wall here. And now we're in the main wizard lab over here. So we have our book shelf place of learning and knowledge, and a sugarcane farm, which of course works very well, actually. Well, kind of well. Probably more efficient ones out there, but that's not the point of this thing. The point is to look cool, and I think we've done just that. Now, if I go up the stairs just a little bit here, you can see the robot. This is like a ancient old robot that used to run the place, I guess. He used to move the bamboo around. Now he doesn't. He's turned off. And over here, some barrels. These are the wizard's barrels. Who knows what he's putting in there. And a really neat mural I found on the internet. I'm actually not sure where that's from, but it was in my pictures on my computer. So if you know who that is, feel free to tag it. I'll give them credit in the comments. And here we have some chests with moss in them. What? Where's the moss coming from? Well, they come from up here, and there's some pipage and stuff running. Now, I have to warn you, this is a terrible moss farm. I barely want to show it to you. It does not self-sustain. I built this without a tutorial, but it kind of works if you give it bone meal. Well, this next one is really, really awesome for single player. It is a fully functioning poker room. Now, that's only one element of this build. Obviously, there's a lot more. I did build some more enclosures here. Maybe a theme you're noticing. I really like building animal enclosures. This is a pretty neat one. And we got a little frog one here and a whole bunch of stuff. On the walls, we have some planters. I love using the emerald block as a decoration block. I think it looks so gosh darn good along with the prismarine and everything. And of course, these dark little doorways here are for future expansions. That's a really important part. If you're going to be building a big base, you got to have room for the future. The floor is a mix of a lot of stuff, the trapdoors, and down there you can kind of see the redstone which I'm going to show you in just a second here. But first, let me show you this table. I'm actually really proud of this. You can do this pretty easily. I have a video on my channel if you want to find out how. But basically, I built an entire deck of cards, and this table will actually let you play. So basically, you can hit the center here, and the house will draw a card. There we go. New card. And it is a 3. Basically, that's how you play. So it's just like normal poker. You can put the cards down. Unfortunately, you can't have the picture of the card on it. You kind of have to look inside. Just a little aside here. This is my storage room in my multiplayer server with the IP in the description. A lot of cool stuff happening here. Very busy room. I really like a lot of what I did here. But one thing that I did build here, which is kind of related, is the stat poker room. So this is something we used to play a lot. You can see we have players' heads in here. These are the people who are playing. Basically, what you do is you can hit, and there's a little sound. You'll get times banned, you'll get anything, and people can bet with blocks under their head. And then once that's done, then you can see who won. Basically, whoever has the highest or the lowest, this light determines that. And you can discard the cards. Anyway, I built a whole redstone thing here. You can come check it out on the server if you want to. I won't spend too much time explaining it because there's a lot going on. But know that I built this without a tutorial, and it actually works, which is a rare thing for me. Boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. That is Cyberpunk 4. This is my Cyberpunk build. Let's check it out. So basically, I built this maybe like a year and a half ago, and there's a bunch of cool stuff in here. Now look, you can sit down on these little benches, and I got all these glowy signs here. This is one of the cafes, or like ramen shop. These are supposed to be plates. I thought that was pretty neat, and a little dishwashing rack and stuff. And they've added a bunch of new stuff since I built this, so I could definitely come back and update this. But I think there's still some pretty neat ideas. Now, hear me out. All right, Cyberpunk is really cool and fun, and there's a lot of nifty little things that you can do. However, asterisk, it is the quintessential block spam building type. The more blocks you spam, the better it looks. And unfortunately, I'm a little too colorblind to effectively do that. So I tried to make cool shapes. Like back here, we got a science wall. We got like a wheel and some little pipes and flowy things and OR gates and whatever other computer words, RAM and graphics cards and all of that you could think of. Little barrier on the street here, some more fans, and all this up here is apartments. And the ceiling is glass with a bunch of end rods in there. Now, if I fly up, you can see it looks pretty freaking trippy. I really like doing this when I'm bored and I'm just running around my world. Look at that. But yeah, that is to give it kind of like the night sky. However, the shaders kind of break it. And what's really cool is thank you, Iris and whoever did it, Fabric, for fixing the glass bug. We can finally get borderless stained glass now, which is freaking sick. That was not in the game for a long time for some reason. But anyways, this is the Cyberpunk build. Let's move on to the next one. Now, if you're looking for a fancy little library idea, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the spot. And I'll tell you why. It looks small and quaint and is nestled away deep within my base, but it has everything you need, including weird candle wall, textured bookshelves, a grindstone, an anvil, a full enchanting setup, and this weird little statue. I wonder what happens when you give it something. Well, whoops, I think I missed. No, I didn't. Yes, you throw stuff in there, and that's right, you get 3 lapis lazuli every single time from this thing. It's pretty freaking sweet. So that means you don't have to bring lapis out here. And the only issue now is when you pick it up, I don't know what to do with it when I use it for a demo. But let me show you the redstone here. Basically, all it is some hoppers. The items go into a chest here. This just detects and sends a signal up into a piston, which triggers a clock, and luck just happens to have it that it triggers 3 times. So it'll just dispense 3 little lapis lazuli here. This is an awesome little setup if you're looking for a little mystical library, but you don't want to do something too big like my other design from the last video. This one can fit pretty much anywhere, and this redstone thing, obviously, you can do whatever you want for the item dispensation. Every good base has rooms that just lead to other rooms because it makes it easier to make more rooms. How many times can I say rooms in one sentence? Let's check it out. So this is my in-between room. It's kind of like a hub between sections of the base, and also acts as a way for me to fly in and out, which I think is a really handy dandy thing for an underground base. You can see there we have the aquarium. Over there we have the museum, and that way more museum. And over here we have the cliffside village. There's a video on that if you want to check it out. I won't show it in this one, but basically building ruins like this is a really easy and simple way of making a place look old and fancy and ancient, and it'll impress your friends, but really it's just kind of block spam with diorite. And of course, custom trees always make a huge difference. These ones are kind of B00 inspired custom trees with our path and our water thing. You can walk on through, and it's a really fun area to be in. Sometimes I just like to hop around in circles here and I just run around. However, it's not really spawn proofed just yet. I don't like torches. And you can see I also built some little islands in the water here. This is a super easy way to make water look good. Instead of sand, you put some dirt and then you just spawn some seagrass on it. I think this looks way better than sand, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, hear me out. I know this one is probably pretty fresh in the memory for most of you, considering I built it like 2 weeks ago, but I just had to show it off in this video. These videos are kind of like a collection of my favorite builds and to inspire other people, so I had to show this build. This is my mega storage room. If you're looking to waste weeks of your life building something, this is the project for you. So as you can see, we have some connection points up here leading into a mega first floor, or second floor, I guess technically, with over 6 million items spread around this space here. You can see each of these has its own little cubby, and of course the mega knight statue in the center. Now we can go downstairs and take a look from down here. It is pretty cool as well. And there's a lot of ideas down here to take from. So mainly some of these vines that I've been making. I've been really trying to get better at making like the hanging droopy stuff. So here's a good one. And I also added these little propagules, I guess. I don't know if it makes much sense, but I really like it. But yeah, this is the space, and there's a nice floor down here that's different than upstairs. Of course, it's got to have its own portal and a speed beacon in here because this place is just so darn big. And here is the main one that I'm using now. I've actually started setting up some stuff in here, though. I mean, it's going to take a long time to fill 6 million items. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what is this green glow and why is it so imposing? Well, it comes from up here because this place is built under a giant dome thing that's not entirely done. This is more just a shell for now, but I will be editing it later. This is the main outside view here, and of course we have these little portholes looking down into the zone. All in all, if I had to rank the builds in my world, I think this one would probably be number 1. I don't know what you guys think, but this one, every time I come here, it just makes me so happy. And it makes me really like Minecraft again. Sometimes it gets a bit hard to play this game after, 10 plus years, but builds like this, when you can nail it and you're just really happy with it, they really make the world something special. Okay, this one's a little bit different because it's not really about the build. This room is neat. This villager trading hall I really like. It's really fun to spend time here, and it's got some good ideas and stuff. But what I really wanted to show everyone in this video is this aquarium here. This is not only just an aquarium though. Don't let looks deceive you. It is much more than that, my friends, and I'll show you why. So, as you can see, the ceiling here looks pretty normal. There's a hole because I had a beacon in here, but that's not related to this. Now, if I go behind this painting lies a very secret little room underground where we can convert our villagers. Now, you might be piecing it together, but basically we got this guy here. I don't like him. This guy's no good, right? So I flip the switch to kill. However, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is press this button and pray that I can make it upstairs before he does, because I don't really know if I can. I haven't timed it. I've caught it a few times. Now we wait here, and any second now, we should see a villager fall into the water where the pufferfish will kill him eventually. They're not as vicious as I thought they were, only with me, I guess, in my aquarium builds. But eventually, you gotta trust me, they'll kill him. There we go. And he's dead. And that is the villager exterminator. And this last one here, we are back at the intro. How neat is that? This is a custom forest with a big old skull in the back. Now, this is actually my most recent Let's Play video, but I can't get over how awesome this thing is, and I really wanted to include it in the list since this is kind of like a different type of content, I guess. Of course, we have a little cottage here. This little cottage serves as a little respawn point with my bed and an ender chest and such, and that way, when we go into the skull's mouth and look down and jump into the end portal, we don't die. That is the plan, or at least if we do die, we're not too far away from a respawn point, and I don't have to come back out here. But this build is probably another one of my favorites of all time, with all the custom trees that I designed. These were part of another video that I did as well, the custom tree design video. And overall, I'm super happy with this area, and I think there's a lot of stuff that you can get from it. A lot of little bouldery stuff and nature stuff that you could come and steal. And I just wanted to mention that if you want to download this specific build, it is locked right now behind the YouTube members. The free download is updated once a year around Christmas, but members get the download every single video. So that would include this one, the last one, and about half the stuff in this list is included behind the membership right now. But of course, don't feel like you have to buy it. You can wait until Christmas 2025 and get all this stuff for free. And that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you're still here, let me know what your favorite one was, or if you hated them all and you just watched to hate, well, let me know which one you disliked the most. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in next week's video.